Let's get this show on the road, man. Let's get this show on the road. This is the Call of Duty Mobile up and gunning trio showdown. The up and gunning trio showdown. First up will be Ace Gaming versus The Almighty. You're gonna see me put these. You're gonna have to see me put these logos there. Live. This is the thing in production. Just came home from work and I have to do this live. Ace. Let me put their logo there live. Versus The Almighty. Almighty Africa. That's what they call themselves. They should be down there at the bottom. You should be able to see that. Big now. There we go. Ace Gaming versus The Almighty. Let's crown our March champions. This is basically all a combination of all the up and gunning tournament scrims that have happened the whole month. And we're basically crowning the champions for the month of March. This is going to be a three-way between Ace Gaming, Blinders, and Almighty Africa. For starters, we're gonna have Ace Gaming versus Almighty. To start us off. I am your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi. Your Maestro of Mayhem, Eugene Abu Dhabi. Here to fan the flames of violence this lovely Wednesday night.
Bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money. Yo, that bitch better have my money. Hold on. My money. Yo, my money. That bitch better have my money.
Almighty versus
Bitch better have my money.
Ace. Look at the fixtures for a bit. Ace Gamer versus The Almighty. We'll go first. Tonight, Ace versus The Almighty will go first on the fight card. Yep, what you're seeing there, essentially, is exactly how it's gonna go. This is a three-way to culminate the winners of the month of March. Who gets the crown for the month of March in the up and gunning Call of Duty Mobile scrims. And this time, it's an all-out brawl, a straight three-way between Ace Gamers, the Peaky Blinders, and Almighty Africa. Ace versus Almighty start us off tonight. They start us off tonight. Going back to the lobby, that's exactly how it looks like for now. For now, that is our lobby. For now, that is our lobby. Ace up top represented by 3mm Destroyer, Crypt, Resert, Casa, Hendrix, Switch. Almighty will be represented by Shirley, Weirdo, Cloudy, and 2 other players yet to show themselves. The modes of choice, as you saw previously: Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and Control. The Hardpoint map being Takeoff. Search and Destroy having firing range. Then Control will have raid. That's right. Not domination. Control. Control, a relatively new mode for people who've been used to seeing domination a lot more. But you'll get the hang of it. You'll get the hang of it. Maybe when you see the gameplay going on, you'll get an idea of what's happening. For those who don't know, Control basically is like Hardpoint having a baby with Search and Destroy, where your lives are limited. You're sharing 30 lives each among the team, and your objective is to capture 2 points or defend the point. That is Control. But that will be a third game if we get there. For now, it's Ace versus the Almighty. Hardpoint on takeoff goes first. Hardpoint on takeoff goes first. This has been a long time coming this month. It has all led up to this. The month of March has seen multiple up and gunning tournaments. This trio will battle it out for the crown this month, bragging rights. The bragging rights. That's what they're fighting for. Still waiting for these players to settle down. I'm not certain who we're waiting for. Memphis, I see you in chat. Raven, Ace Gamers, Smokes.
Bro, you're streaming as well, bro. Oh my god. Jesus.
Once again, for those joining us, this is the Up and Gunning Midweek stream. Premium violence brought to you on a Wednesday, courtesy of 10 and 80 and Carbon. Once again, to recap, we're starting off on Hardpoint. The map will be Takeoff. Then we move on to Search and Destroy on Raid. And cap it all off. Control. Oh, rather, Search and Destroy on Firing Range, fam. Sorry. Control will be on Raid. Search and Destroy, Firing Range, and Hardpoint on Takeoff.
monkey diamonds, they never could fool us. Backstage at the show, these hoes gon' choose up. ATL to the shot, these hoes get flued up. Michael Tyson, no, but nigga gotta beat it. Till the pussy undisputed, then the head was undefeated.
This is the up and gunning Call of Duty Mobile Trio Showdown. And we are underway.
Too much. 40 yados on the mint, too much. 42 but nigga sip, too much. I done hit another nigga bitch.
Can turn down the music now as we get this show on the road for game 1. Ace versus the Almighty. Ace will be in blue.
Hardpoint identified. We tied for the lead. Hardpoint lost.
In yellow will be the Almighty. Currently having the lead on the hill. The first hill. They move quickly into action with Weirdo getting wiped out from the hill. Ace trying to get some scrap time in there. Hendrix. Backed up by Crypt. They take out Cloudy. Suddenly the Blues, Ace Gaming, have some time in there. They have a stronghold in there. Can they hold the line? They have taken the lead.
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
Slim lead as it's, slim lead for Hardpoint. Very slim.
Hardpoint contested.
Small margins. But Weirdo coming to spoil the party in there, and he does so successfully. The brutal devicer has connected us successfully. Last 10 seconds. Can he hold the line? No, he can't. Crypt. Once again, spoiler. Long distance on the PP Bison. Goes on for the second hill, but Jack is waiting for him. He slid into the wrong DM. He slid into the wrong DM. Weirdo, nade out.
Smoke out.
Smoke out. Smoke grenade. Hardpoint contested.
But suddenly Ace have taken back this second hill and taken back their lead. That was not long for the side of Almighty. Almighty Africa. They need to pull this back. And radical movement. Weirdo leading that charge. Can he hold the line? A solo effort amounting to nothing. Vinuxa. Far off from the hill. No dice, but taken out either way by Switch. Switch all over the map, running like a madman, dropping bodies, taking names.
Hunter-killer drone point identified. Capture the objective.
Right now, Switch drops the trophy system, backup coming in, and Ace seem to have a firm lead, a firm control of this game right now. They seem to have taken firm control of this game as it stands. As Almighty start falling back heavily, suffering heavy losses, and might be because this player, Shirley, has gone completely AFK right now. Unfortunate, because Almighty will now be battling this one out a 4v5. Hardpoint, a 4v5. Basically fighting with one arm, man. Fighting this one out with one arm. Ace. Like taking candy from a baby, literally.
Hardpoint contested. Lost the lead.
Vinuxa. Frustrated off the respawn. Shirley back in the fight. But will it mean anything? Will it mean anything for them?
Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
I'm not certain it will. I'm really not certain it will. They have fallen far behind. They have control of this particular hill, but they have not held the line. They're still letting it go, and the contest is in. Ace have the hill. Casa and Crypt. Trophy systems go down. It's still all blue in there. As the equalizers come through to try and spoil the party. Again, yellow. Trying to peek their toes in there. Cloudy comes through. Takes the kill. But can they clean house as Ace come through and 3mm destroyer responsible for that advance. Goes prone on the SKS but meant nothing. Dropped. Crypt. They suffered heavy losses because of Shirley's temporary AFK moment there.
Hostile predator missile inbound.
And as the rotations come through, so do the streaks rain hell.
We've taken the lead.
3mm destroyer coming through with the predator missile.
Hardpoint contested.
Weirdo playing Ring Around of Roses with Hendrix and loses the gunfight. The Krieg 6, the automaton doing the most there.
Frag.
Sorry, it seems to be a bit of internet,
Hostile predator missile inbound.
an internet issue on my end,
Smoke out.
but it should be back right now.
Hardpoint contested.
As we approach the final minute for the point, as Ace
Hardpoint contested.
firmly in the lead, firmly in control now. No room for a comeback here. As they close this one out, hitting the 200 mark. They're about to hit the 200 mark here. They want to close this out early.
Capture the objective.
No room for mistakes.
Tango down.
Weirdo, that SKS proving lethal as Ace starts to fall literally out of the lobby.
Hardpoint is ours.
This is now looking like punishment. This is getting hard to watch. Players who seem to be quitting at this point.
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
Peaky Blinders versus Ace will come up
Is
next.
rise. Hostile hunter-killer
But as
drone
we
inbound.
close this one out, Ace Gaming versus the Almighty, where Ace have completely walked through
Capture the hard.
the Almighty on hardpoint.
Hardpoint locked down.
Ace have completely walked through the Almighty at this point. And it's game, set, and match as they close this one out. This is
Boot
GG.
up. All these cars on the lot, I be switching the shoes up. All this money
Ace,
that I got, I
take
can never get too
hardpoint.
much. Rocks in the nigga wrist, too much. 4 Giados on the vent, too much. 42 a nigga sip, too much. I done hit another nigga, bitch, too much. All this money
Ace,
that I got, I can never get
completely
too much.
wrecking
All these hoes that I got,
the
I can
Almighty
never
on
get
that
booed up.
particular
All these cars
game
on the
of
lot, I be
hardpoint.
switching the shoes up. All this money that I got, I can never get too much. I get 200 a verse and 200 for a show. I need 400 a O if I'm breaking down the boat. While you doing all that typing, we been trying to up the scope. Niggas gangsta on the gram, Cinderella on the hoe. How much did the Phantom cost bag? Too much. Driver give me there when I'm high, 2 clutch.
I just wanted to hear.
Are you guys playing or not? Because, bro, we have another tournament too. We just the weeks gonna
Wow, that was hard. Even the Ace players were asking, you guys want to play? We have another
Started from
tournament.
Cali and now I got bitches in Europe, they singing my shit. Remember, it's never the
Yikes.
critic who counts. That's just the way that it is. Tell me, why would I listen to you on this
Yikes.
shit when you never could do what I did?
You know what? That's a fair
Ahead of the
question.
curve.
Because towards
For
the
me
end,
to put pen down to paper,
Almighty
you
were
gotta show me
dropping
that you
off
know what I'm
literally
worth.
from the game.
Own all my masters, I'm never signing a 360. It's 10 for the verse, 10 for the watch. Shooter like her, I've been a boss ever since birth. I got a check, Vaccarello made the shirts. I really feel like I'm chosen, yeah. Balling out like I'm the Rosen, yeah. Fuck up the game, need a Trojan, huh. My bad be deep like the ocean, yeah. Baby, I seen this already, this ain't nothing new. We done came up, but it's still the same crew. Titans
Wow.
of industry, pillars of stone. Right when we spoke it, we already knew.
Chat is getting cocky here. Chat is getting very cocky. I see Smoke saying
I
we're
do
too
not
good.
miss. I do not miss.
Guessing that's
I do
coming
not
from
miss.
Ace.
Ay, started from
Ace
Cali
saying there
and now
are
I got
other
bitches in
tournaments
Europe, they
going.
singing my shit. Remember, it's never the critic who counts. That's just the way that it is. Tell me, why would I listen to you on this shit when you never could do what I did?
Being told Almighty might
Ain't got no
wanna
time for
forfeit.
no breaks.
No,
I had to
no.
do it my way. He'll never
That
make it. That
happened.
shit is too basic. What bitch say it straight to my face.
Almighty
Nothing to
do
think
forfeit.
about. I'ma
That
be
would
great.
mean
Most of you don't wanna do what it takes.
the next
Say
game
that
would
you
be
want it, the louder the
Ace
voice, the cheaper the words. You in the
versus
same
Peaky
place.
Blinders.
They know that I'm 101, number 4 and undercome. If I want it, I just make it
Well, that's
happen.
being
If I
decided
speak
right
it, it's
now.
already done.
But I'll tell you this much.
Everything coming my
So
way,
far.
I'ma take off the table, don't give me no less.
So far, Ace have done what they came to do. So much so that they're in a hurry to leave.
Started from Cali and now I got bitches in Europe, they singing my shit. Remember, it's never the critic who counts. That's just the way that it is. Tell me, why would I
I see
listen to
Peaky
you on
Blinders
this
joining
shit
the
when you
lobby.
never
I'll
could
just
do
show
what
you
I
that
did?
in a moment right now. Let me just show you that right now. I see the Blinders joining the lobby, so I think I'll just replace this.
Was there anything at all surprising about it to you? Not one bit. Then all my level.
Well, hold on, let me just set the mood there. Alright. So it might be the Peaky Blinders going up against Ace Gaming. Hey, if I got whoops that bad, I'd forfeit too. If I got beat that bad, I'd forfeit too. That was literally a whipping. Bring out the whips. That is literally whips them. That got hard to watch at the end. They weren't even gonna get through the best of threes. So it's officially the Peaky Blinders versus Ace. Peaky Blinders versus Ace. Again, this was supposed to be a trio between the Peaky Blinders, Almighty Gaming, and Almighty Africa rather, and Ace Gamers. Now Ace just walked through Almighty on hard points at takeoff. I say walk through because it's not an understatement. They literally went through this guy. And up next will be Ace Gamers versus the Peaky Blinders. Now the Blinders have taken their fair share of wins this month. The month of March has been a good month for the Peaky Blinders in the up and running streams. Will they close it out with that same fashion? By order of the Peaky Blinders, will they close it out in that same fashion? Certainly hope so. We certainly hope we can close it out. There we go. That makes sense. Let me. Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. That is begging for trouble. All right. Once again, we're going in for Ace Gaming versus the Peaky Blinders. Game 1 saw the Ace Gaming go toe-to-toe against Almighty Africa. It was not a balanced match, fam. They went right through those fellas. They went right through them. And finally we go back in Ace versus the Peaky Blinders. Familiar names. The Blinders here to claim their spot at the top for the month of March. This is Hardpoint. Let's get this show on the road.
Hardpoint identified.
The Blinders in yellow. In blue on the home turf are Ace Gaming once again. First on the hill. No foot set in there, but first blood claimed by the Blinders in quick succession as they do complete team wipe. A complete team wipe, decimating Ace entirely and finally setting foot on the hill. The Blinders sending a strong statement, frustrating them on the respawns early enough. Crypt couldn't even get close as Switch tries to go on the high ground. He might meet with Kim Gator, wins the gunfight by catching him unawares and slapping him senseless. Up top, Charming going early for the next round. For the next hill rather, hill number 2. The rotations come through as Ace get the scraps on the last 4 seconds of that hill. 3 points to their name. Zed versus Hendrix. Hendrix wins the gunfight. Slide cancel, but can he get to the hill? The objective right now is not the Slayer count. It's control of the hill. And right now the Peaky Blinders, the order of the Peaky Blinders successfully doing so. Ooh, 3mm destroyer. Peeks through but gets dropped as he tries to set foot on the hill. Right now, this is getting hard to watch. As 60 points in, Ace Gaming have not even touched double-digit numbers. They finally have a hold of the hill though, and they now have double digits. 10 points. Can they hold the line? Last 10 seconds, the contests come in. They let go of the hill. Crypt comes through for the contest to frustrate. Zed drops him, keeping the last 5 seconds for the Peaky Blinders. Zed moves on for the rotations and drops Switch. Caught asleep at the wheel. And Casa takes the high ground on the SKS. Tries to do some frustrating of his own.
Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone inbound.
But is it working out, really? The score count says otherwise. Nobody currently in the hill. Nobody getting the scrap time in there. And it's all blue. Ace threatening a comeback now. They started off slow, but they're determined to bring this one back. The contest coming in, Zed dropped.
We've taken the lead.
Archeron comes through against Hendrix. Hendrix wins the fight on that claw. And he sprays and prays. It's doing the job. It's doing the job. Cleaning house. Nobody in yellow dares to approach that hill right now. As the lead that the Peaky Blinders had suddenly seems insignificant and drops down to 20. Zed holding the next one early on the rotations. The situational awareness all too real for the Peaky Blinders now. As Grace goes prone. Kim Gator dropped on the outskirts. Charming still in the hill to hold the line, and he does. Zed is still in there, hidden in the corner.
We lost the lead. Hostile hunter-killer
Ace trying to find any leeway in there, but they have completely been held back as the Blinders hold the line. Archeron, long distance, dropped though by 3mm. The destroyer still on that marksman rifle. The SKS.
Capture the objective.
Rotations come through. Back to the open hill. Back to where it started. Hill number 1. Out in the open. Time for the streaks to come through, if any.
Be advised, hostile hunter-killer drone
And nobody's
inbound.
in there. Nobody's currently getting any scrap time in there. Oh, spoke too soon, commentators. Curse.
Point is ours.
The blinders had it for a moment. Now goes the way of Ace. But can they hold is the question. Switch. Responsible. Out in the open, but dropped by Charming. Charming responsibly
Contested.
trying to take on Hendrix, but Hendrix
Hostiles have captured
retaliates
hardpoint. We lost the lead.
just to have Kim come in with questions of his own.
Target down.
Now suddenly, the blinders come through, asking serious questions. Early on the rotations, it's Crypt, hoping to get some real time on the next hill.
Capture the objective.
But if I'm not wrong, Crypt just went AFK. If I'm not wrong, I just watched him go AFK right now.
Hardpoint locked down.
Oh,
We've
and
taken
it's
the
back
lead.
the way of Ace, who let it go yet again. Who's up there? It's 3mm Destroyer to hold the line against Charming. Does so, goes back into the hill to get some scrap time in there. But someone might be coming in for the contest. 3mm might be caught asleep at the wheel, but no dice. Actually, it's Hendrix who comes through with the backup. Grace comes through to spoil the party.
We've taken the lead.
Grace versus Casa. Corner to corner, Casa loses the gunfight. The marksman just wasn't marking at that time. The pressure is getting worse and worse, as now the blinders have a firm control, firm grip of this round, closing in on 200. As Ace, nowhere near 100.
Capture the objective.
The gravity vortex gun. Zed sprays, gets his mark, or rather, Zed is the mark. A 3mm just spraying to clean the house in there.
Is ours.
To get time there, Charming dropped easily.
Grenade out!
Backup comes through. Crypt takes the high ground to try and catch anyone off guard, but unaware that some bodies have made their way through in yellow. There is a leak. Charming responsible. Zed comes through, dropped,
Hardpoint.
but Grace finds room
Hardpoint locked down.
for the last 25 seconds.
Hardpoint. Hardpoint contested.
For the last 25 seconds,
Hardpoint is ours. We lost the lead.
as Ace do finally get a hold and get to the 100 mark to close in. Cast on the Annihilator, paving the way literally.
Hunter-killer hostile hunter-killer
Casa
drone
is
inbound.
virtually John the Baptist because he's paving the way. Trophy systems on the outskirts.
Capture the objective.
Might face up against Kim Gator,
Predator missile inbound.
but takes down Archeron in the process. Obstacle down, but Kim was wise to the act. High ground, covering anyone, but he's doing a solo act here to hold over against a body of blues, a sea of blues there. Casa is already in there.
Hardpoint locked down.
Switch,
We lost the lead.
drops the
Hardpoint
trophies.
contested.
Destroyer goes prone to try and cover the corners.
Hardpoint contested.
Archeron might be the first victim for this. He slides through, but Grace, wise to the act, catches him.
Hardpoint lost.
Charming,
We've
still in
taken the
there.
lead.
And goes the way of the blinders, who now have control of the hill, but momentarily as Casa comes through and takes to
Hardpoint is
spoil the
ours.
party.
We lost the lead.
Ace looking to close in
Hardpoint
to narrow the gap. And they just might. They actually just might. The group that had fallen so far behind, suddenly a comeback is possible. But that depends on the rotations. And this hill will be everything. Ace will need this hill, this very open, exposed hill that they cannot set foot in. I spoke too soon. Casa sets foot in there, but can he hold? Solo effort. Switch goes up top to try and hold.
Point is ours.
Destroyer goes back into the hill. Charming drops him. And the streaks come through. Casa punishing Charming for that exposure. It's all blue in the hill as they now have made the comeback possible. What seemed so far away now within reach for Ace Gaming.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost.
It seemed impossible, but they are now only 20 points out.
Hardpoint locked down. We've taken the
Barely
lead.
20
Capture
points
the
out
objective.
from catching the blinders. They have dragged this out longer than it should have, and Grace comes in and loses the gunfight against Crypt,
Hardpoint is
who
ours.
goes in for the challenge and successfully connects the Brutus device, taking the hill but gets dropped in return by Charming.
Hardpoint contested.
Casa is in there still, yet again, with that SKS, but Zed. Oh, Zed.
We've taken the lead. Hardpoint contested.
Hendrix is still in there.
Lost the lead.
Challenges,
Contested.
takes it. Grace comes through for the contest, meets a CBR4 and wins the gunfight somehow.
Capture the hardpoint.
With a CBR4 of his own. Last 2 seconds, Crypt fighting with everything he has but gets dropped. The contest comes through. 3mm is still hiding there and takes the fight with that marksman rifle as they suddenly have the lead. Suddenly, Ace have the lead. The comeback has happened. It is all too real.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Rotations will be vital now. The rotations will be vital now. What was that? Ace Gaming had fallen behind by almost 100 points. They've brought it back and taken the lead. Oh, commentators curse. 209 on 217. As the new hill,
Predator missile inbound.
the streaks come through to rain complete hell, literally. But they will not go quietly. 209 on 230. They brought back 100. Why not 30 points more?
We lost the lead.
Rotations. Rotations are everything now.
Hostile 100-yard drone
Ace
is ours.
late to the party. Final 3 seconds only.
Capture the objective. Be advised.
As the
Hostile
blinders
100-yard
close in on
inbound.
GG's. 10 points for glory on hardpoint. 10 points to glory. It's all about who gets there first. This point, and it's all yellow in there. About to close this one out.
Enemy down.
It's about to be game over.
Hardpoint locked down.
But no,
Contested.
the contest comes through, but can they hold the line? Ace, to bring this back, they do.
Hardpoint contested.
They're still fighting, they're still in this, sending bodies in the hill to try and bring this back. 246 for the Peaky Blinders. But if they hold this, they can catch them. They can win this in one single hill. But they lose the hill. They lose the grip, but they send bodies to try and fight it back. And it's GG's as the Peaky Blinders take the hill. And the win on hardpoint. Ace. Ace Gaming. They fought for this one. But try as they might, it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. Try as they might, it just wasn't happening. That was mad. Ace Gaming, they realized what their mistake was. They realized what their mistake was, and they rectified it, but it was too late. Their situational awareness when it came to choosing when to rotate, it just wasn't happening. Well, that was entertaining. I won't lie. That was entertaining. That was entertaining. I'm getting word that Ace Gaming might have another tournament, so I'm not certain if we'll be able to play this one out. Let me see if we'll qualify Let me just confirm that quickly. If we're closing this stream out with that, because Ace Gaming do have another tournament. Have another tournament to play, we might close this one out now. But that was entertaining. That was entertaining. The Blinders had taken a convincing lead, a strong one at that. Then somewhere in the middle they lost it. Holy smokes, seriously. Wow. Alright, yeah, we're closing out the stream. It seems we're going to close this one out and be an automatic win for the PT Blinders this month of March, since Ace Gaming have had to go to another tournament. We're going to close this stream out. Thank you for that brief 40 minutes of entertainment. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Cheers.